So today we are doing a spot of autumn planning. I hope you're ready for that. We are going to be talking about getting our homes in order. We've got seasonal eating, making connections. So if you are ready for some fall or autumn hygge, let's dive in. Diane in Denmark here, rah rah rah. I am a routines coach and I'm your cheerleader here on YouTube. Now, for those of you who have been with me for a while, you'll know that autumn is my least favourite season. I tend to get a bit of seasonal affective disorder. I know many of you get that in summer, winter, spring, but I also wanted to dive in with a video today because even if you are on the other side where you love fall, you love autumn, sometimes it can kind of disappear through our fingers because we haven't really planned to enjoy it. And this is just a little bit of simple planning today. As I said, we're talking about the home, we are making some memories. And so maybe grab a glass of water, pen and paper, but I've got timestamps, so if you want to kind of recap, there'll be timestamps in the video. So anyway, let's get straight into it. And I want to start with something. It's a quote. It was one of my blog subscribers, Connie. She left this in a post last week. And I just love this. She says, "Fall shows us how beautiful it is to let things go. Not just stuff, but negative people, hurt feelings. Let it all blow away." And I love that because, you know, this time of year, even if I don't like this time of year, it's a real chance to have a little reset, to change things up. Our first thing to do is we're going to be planning for a bit of joy, social connections. And it's so important. I mean, for me, as soon as it gets dark here, I just want to put the blanket over my head and hibernate. But scheduling time with our friends, with our family, and whether that is online or getting out there and meeting them, really, really important. And it's all about just looking ahead in your diary, reaching out to a friend and say, okay, can we meet up to do A, B, C next week or next month? Get it in the diary, because when we've got it in the diary, it gives us something to look forward to and it makes it happen. I'll give you a few things that I like to do at this time of year. So as many of you know, I am an ice swimmer, a winter swimmer. I swim all year long, even if it's icy or snowing or the sea freezes over. And I'm in a group called the Copenhagen Bluetits. And every week, you know, we meet on Saturday mornings and we usually take along like some cake or something to share afterwards, hot cups of tea. And last year I did this. I planned to bring something to the meetups every Saturday to give me a focus, to get me through autumn, because I don't like autumn. And this year, I've decided every Saturday morning, I'm going to take along some soup to share, or a risotto, or a porridge. And I've got some, you know, reusable cups and things. So that's going to give me a bit of focus to plan my way through the autumn. One of the other things that I like to do at this time of year is to maybe start going to the cinema. I don't usually go to the cinema very often. I've spoken to my besties, my Danish besties, Vibeke and Helena. There's a couple of movies coming up. They want to see the Downton Abbey movie. No, not my cup of tea, but we'll go out, we'll meet each other early evening. We might have a glass of wine beforehand and watch the movie. I always get in touch with my New Zealand friend who's here in Copenhagen. She's been in Copenhagen longer than I have, like 30 years. I've been here for 25 years. And we always meet up and see some stand-up comedy, or go to a rock concert together. We're concert buddies. And usually we meet straight after work. So we're meeting while it's still light, because otherwise, you know, as soon as that darkness comes, and I just want to hide. And maybe do something that's a bit out of your comfort zone. Last night I was with my friend Angela and we had an evening dip and a sauna. And it's all about embracing the changes. I don't like being out in the dark, but it's really hyggelig, it's really cozy to be with a friend, and we're having some hot tea and having a chat. So think about what you can plan with friends. Can you meet up online with them? Are you going to meet up and go to a pumpkin patch? Let me know what you like to do with your friends in the autumn season. And of course, I know there are many of you who are watching in the Southern Hemisphere where the change of seasons is completely different. But what are you planning for the summer season? You can use these tips in the same way. So it's all about the seasonal living. Okay, and on to the next one. And this is all talking about seasonal eating. And that's one of my favourite ways to enjoy the season. So you will see that reflected in my menus. I'm back to blogging, and you'll see my weekly menus on my blog, dianedenmark.com. And I love to kind of lean into that because really enjoy what is in season at the moment. It's cheaper, it's healthy for you. We've got a lot of apples in our apple trees in the garden, walnuts coming soon. What do you like to cook? Do you like to cook hearty stews and soups, lots of squash and pumpkins? Just change things up a little bit, because we had a lot of lighter things during the summer, and now we're moving into, also here in Denmark, the weather shifts big time. But it's kind of nice to enjoy those more hearty things. Oh, and a wee date for your diary if you're into food. It's Swedish Cinnamon Bun Day, which is happening this year on Saturday, the 4th of October, Kanelbullens dag. So if you love Swedish cinnamon buns, mark that in your diary. Okay, on to the next thing, which is all about slowing down at this time of year. Now, I've talked about getting out, meeting friends, doing something different, and the seasonal eating. But I actually really enjoy curling up in my favourite reading chair. I've got my blanket, I've got my little Hygge basket with stuff. And one of my favourite things to do is watching cosy mysteries, cosy crimes on the TV, and reading seasonal cosy crimes and cosy mysteries. And I'll put a little graphic there because I know a lot of you follow the same TV programmes. I found a new one recently called Art Detectives, which is being shown here on Danish television. But let me know what you want, what you like to watch, because often it's that thing of, reading a seasonal cosy crime about, a mystery at Halloween or in a pumpkin patch. It just kind of all adds to the hygge, the coziness. Right, and before we get too much into doing everything for us, what about the home? We really need to keep on with our cleaning and decluttering. We do that all year round. I use the Flylady system. I've told you before, hands down, it's the easiest system to follow. It's the most simplest system to keep up with your home. In the summer, I don't focus too much on detailed cleaning and decluttering. Summer, we're doing other things. We want to be outside. But when we move back into the autumn, we're moving back inside the home. And this year, once again, I will be more focused in on the decluttering and the cleaning. You can follow along on my blog. I give you little, three things that you can do each week in each of the Flylady zones, little helpful hints. And as I've mentioned before, hubby and I, we've been in this house for 25 years, coming out for over 25 years, and we are downsizing. We've got a huge house here. We've also got a small cabin over in Sweden, on the south coast of Sweden. And we are moving, we're going to buy a small apartment in the city next year, where we're having renovations done soon to this place, because that's how it works here. It's best for us to do some renovations, then we will put it on the market at the beginning of next year. And so I am really decluttering the last things. And I think I've gone through everything, but I can always find a little more. But I am going to be focusing more in on the detailed cleaning and the detailed decluttering. So if you want to follow along with that, keep an eye out on my blog. And for those of you who were at Get Organised conference last week, were you there? Yeah, did you see my session? I'm always super motivated after watching those things. I get tons of little ideas from each of the speakers. And moving into this week, I'm like, I want to reorganise and declutter all the things. And even if you don't need to do too much decluttering, it's always a nice time of year to shop your home, move your knickknacks around. That's the way I like to do it. Me, the canny Scot. Now, try not to spend any money. We've all got enough stuff. So you can see here where we've had 4 things where we're talking about connections, getting out, doing things, you know, being connected to other people. That's always great for your mental health. We're also talking about the seasonal eating, really leaning into that, planning our menus around the season. We're slowing things down and enjoying the shorter days, or maybe if you are in the southern hemisphere, it's the opposite for you. Plan for that. For me, it's the TV and the reading. Maybe it's something totally different for you. And also resetting our homes, decluttering, cleaning, having that kind of nesting feeling, or just letting go of what you don't need in your life right now. And all of these things, it's just going to give you an idea that you are in charge. You're going to be able to enjoy the season ahead, whether, like me, it's not your favourite season, or you love the season that all it has to offer, but you never quite get to it. Having the plan in place, it just makes us more mindful of these things. And one of the best things for me about this planning for autumn means that I know that I'm getting nearer to winter, which is, along with spring, those are my 2 favourite seasons. And what happens in the winter? That's when we start our early Christmas planning and all the Hygge winter stuff. And again, this year I will be walking you through that. But anyway, that's for another video. Tell me, what are you going to plan for today? Are you going to be planning time with friends? Have inspired you to put something on your menu this week that is seasonal produce? Grab your diary, grab a cup of coffee or water wherever you are, and just a wee spot of planning. Honestly, it makes life so much easier. Anyway, I'm going to get on with my day. Hope you have a fantastic week. As I've mentioned before, I'm back to blogging. You can find me on the blog several times a week, where you can see what I am up to with my Copenhagen Bluetits peeps, or menu planning, or books that I'm reading. But all I've got left to say, do my usual sign off, is live long and prosper, and may the autumn Hygge planning be with you, and I shall see you very soon with a ra. Okay, bye for now.